There's Terrell. He's ready to go. So we'll start with Mike Farrell, again, followed by Lauren. Go ahead with your question for Terrell, Mike Farrell.
Hey, Terrell. Junior was just talking about your willingness and effectiveness as a blocker going through last season. And I'm wondering how much pride you take in a lot of that stuff that maybe doesn't show up for the typical fan, but the kind of the dirtier stuff, how much pride you take in that?
I take a lot of pride in it. Me and him have had multiple conversations, and he basically told me that'll make my career longer in the league. So I focused on it, and it helped me get on the field. So I feel like I take pride in a lot of it.
All right, we'll go to Lauren Kirshman. She'll be followed by Dan Riley. Go ahead, Lauren.
Hi, Terrell. We've heard a lot from players and coaches about the freshman wide receivers. What have you seen from those guys over this first week or so of camp?
They're dynamic and really fast, so they're going to make a lot of plays for us. And they're cool people, so it's great to be around them. And I like leading them and teaching them a lot of stuff, but they're light years where I was before I got here.
All right, we'll go to Dan Riley, followed by Christian Capel. Go ahead, Dan.
Terrell, well, I know you can't give away any secrets. A lot of people just assume with a new offensive coordinator coming in that he's been brought in to just open things up and, create a more of a passing attack. Would you say it's more wide open, or is it just the same kind of 50-50 type approach with a lot of different tweaks?
I'm not sure what we're going to do exactly. All I know is that we can do everything. We have a lot of multiple things we could pretty much do a lot. I've talked to him about a lot of schemes, and we could pound it. We could throw it. It just comes down to what we want to do that week.
All right, sorry about that. We'll go to Christian Capel, followed by Nick Mendro. Go ahead, Christian.
Hey, Terrell, I know you came in the same signing class as Jake Hayner, and he mentioned you guys all still kind of keep in touch on the group chat and everything. I'm just curious your reaction to seeing him get the starting job down in Fresno.
Man, that's dope. Jake is one of my closest friends. I've known him since high school, and we've talked about it. I knew he was going to get it because he's super talented, but I'm happy to finally see it because we've been grinding for a while.
All right, we'll go to Nick Mendro from the Daily, followed by Mike Farrell. Go ahead, Nick.
I was just going to ask about what it's been like catching passes in practice from Kevin Thompson coming in. He's an older guy, new to the program. Could you talk a little bit about that?
The old head. He's dope. Finally got to know him like as a person too. He's a lot older dude, but he knows a lot what he's doing. He knows schemes and everything really well, so he anticipates really well balls, and he has a nice ball.
All right, we'll go to Mike Farrell, followed by Masvita. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Terrell, I mean, last season it seemed like you separated yourself making a lot of those tight window catches, difficult third down catches. When it comes to that, when it comes to strong hands and concentration and all that, how do you work on that? How do you improve in that?
A lot of people think it's a hand strength, and it really is, but it's more about concentration and keeping your mind clear, I would say. Being able to really focus only on the ball, not think about getting hit or the guy around you, but if you can lift the ball all the way in, I think you have a great chance of bringing it in all the time.
All right, we'll go to Masvita. Go ahead, Mas.
Hey, Terrell, you talked a little bit about being a leader, and sometimes it's said that, you can actually learn more from teaching. Could you expand just on your leadership and what kind of leader you are, and like you said, how much you enjoy being a leader for this team?
Talking to Junior Adams and like growing as a person, I think I struggle with being a vocal leader because I was more of like I need to do stuff like and show like what I can do on the field first. But after talking to him, I realized it's not necessarily about being like a rah-rah guy, but always just rallying the troops. Like if someone's having a bad day, you could always pick them up so they have a better day. So mostly it's more about being a good friend and being a brother to them. So, some people are going to have a lot of issues off the field. So just making sure that I'm always there for them and I got their back.
All right, we'll go to Christian Capel, followed by Ruth Robbins, and then Mike Farrell. Christian, go ahead, please.
Terrell, I know you'd mentioned last year that you'd watched a lot of Cooper Kupp on tape. I would imagine a lot of Junior Adams receivers probably have. I'm curious what you see from him that you really like, why his game is one that you like to study so much, and how you sort of try to apply that to your game.
What I like a lot about him is I would give you two words. He's really physical and he's really smart. He knows how to set guys up. He knows how to read coverages really well. He knows who to run the routes off of. So that makes it easier for him to run routes. He's like a step ahead of the game already. And then as far as being physical, he's not just worried about catching the ball. He's trying to score every single time. He's trying to catch difficult catches. He's trying to break the tackle and then get to the end zone every time. And I try to emulate that for sure.
All right, we'll go to Ruth, followed by Mike Farrell. Go ahead, Ruth.
Yeah, Terrell, and we did touch on this a little bit earlier, but I had talked to Junior about the downfield blocking, and he was talking about how he's really trying to get you guys to play really physical. But do you feel, just looking around you at the guys in the room with you, do you feel like this is a more physical receiver group than we've seen at Washington for a while?
I would say yes, we have it in us for sure. I mean, we just has to come out. We for sure have it in us. I've seen flashes, but we just got to be more consistent, I would say. We just have to read more into the coverages and just get our head into there, because sometimes we're a little hesitant.
All right, we'll go to Mike Farrell, followed by Kim Grinolds. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Terrell, it looked like on social media and stuff this offseason that you were in tremendous shape. And I know that it looks like your weight isn't much different than it was last year, but how are you different physically than a year ago? And what have you really done this offseason?
I felt like last year I was a lot more bulky. I mean, I was bigger for sure, but now I'm more flexible, so I feel like I'm a lot faster and more agile. So I think that's the big difference that I made.
All right, we'll go to Kim Grinolds, followed by Chris Fetters, and then Lauren. Go ahead, Kim.
Hey, Terrell, you were a highly recruited guy coming out of high school. You know, everybody coming out of high school thinks they can come in and immediately start and make an impact. But, you know, just redshirting that first year and then playing time gradually increasing to high expectations for you this year. Can you tell us a little bit about the journey and, you know, some of the highs and lows of getting to this point?
Coming in, I for sure became humbled, having to go through that journey of being redshirted and not playing. But I'm appreciative of it because I had to grind for everything I got. So as far as making tough catches in practice, doing the dirty work blocking, it made me see not necessarily how it's going to be here, but like in the future as a professional level of how I would have to grind if that situation came up again, and I'm ready for it.
All right, we'll go to Chris Fetters, followed by Lauren Kirshman. Go ahead, Chris.
Terrell, you've mentioned a lot about your growth and as a leader and getting more vocal and whatnot. I was wondering how much, you know, last year, for instance, watching guys like Aaron and Andre, how much that influenced you and how much you watched them in terms of knowing that this year you were going to be kind of taking their role.
They taught me a lot. Those guys grinded a whole bunch, and I got some good things off of them. They watched a lot of tape, and they taught me how to watch tape. So I got a lot of good habits from them. Aaron Fuller, I watched a lot of his tape too. He's another good mental guy. He knows how to set up people, that he knows how to read coverages and stuff like that. So I learned a lot from those guys.
All right, we'll go to Lauren Kirschman. No other hands are raised, so Lauren might be the last one, but go ahead, Lauren.
You mentioned that the new guys are kind of light years ahead of where you were as a freshman. What about the way that they've performed or carried themselves makes you feel that way?
I would say that they're playing a lot faster than me. I would like to say I was just as fast, but I was a lot more hesitant. But being around guys that are really smart, we're able to give them the keys, and they know the offense a lot better than I did when I first got in. So they're playing just fast. They're more thinking about the defense than actual play on offense. So that's why I would say that they're light years ahead.
All right, Christian Capel has a question. Go ahead, Christian.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, you know, when a guy who's your teammate and your friend like Jake Hayner makes the decision to transfer, obviously everybody who plays this game knows that guys have to do what's best for them. But what could you just kind of describe the feeling of, you know, knowing that he's probably moving on to a better opportunity, but also that, you know, your buddy and your teammate and everything isn't going to be, you know, with you guys anymore?
I gave him a hard time for sure, because I was a little heartbroken. I hung out with him all the time, and he's like just a goofy dude that I loved. And him being gone, I knew it was the best opportunity for him. So, I mean, I was happy for him. But, yeah, I just gave him a hard time because I wish he was here and I could hang out with him again.
All right, Terrell, thank you very much for your time today. Good job. And